Hi, everyone, and welcome to the campus of Case Western Reserve University, DiSanto Field, and a beautiful, absolutely stunning Sunday morning in northeastern Ohio. My name's Ron Yantz, pleased and excited to bring you today's matchup, women's soccer in the University Athletic Association. The judges of Brandeis come from the east coast of Boston and travel to Cleveland to take on the Spartans of Case Western Reserve University. Brandeis comes to town, 9 wins, 6 losses. However, they have yet to win in UAA play. They are 0-5-0. The Spartans of Case Western Reserve, 8 wins, 3 losses, 4 ties. Overall, they have struggled as well in the rugged UAA. 1 win, 3 losses, and 1 tie. Last time Brandeis played, they played Rochester. A few days ago, they lost, shut out 1-0. Last time the Spartans played, on the 27th of October, they were at Washington University in St. Louis, and the number 1 team in the country, the Bears of WashU, scored 3 quick goals and then cruised and knocked off Case Western 3-1 in that matchup. Starters today go like this. For Brandeis, the visiting team, the midfielders will be sophomore Zarina Mann, Emerson Icovelli, Ali Panella, a first-year player, Lauren Crato, first-year player Katie Collins, and Caroline Alcock. Caroline's a junior. The forward, just one today for Brandeis, Abby Kenkellen. The defenders will be Rachel Wattler, Briar Grady, and a junior Samantha Kipperman. In goal, a grad student, Rachel Ross. Get to the Spartan lineup in a second. Case Western with the home whites on today. Gray shorts, white jersey tops, trimmed in gray stripes, the blue number and the Spartan logo across the front chest. Brandeis in their road blues. The judges with blue, silver, and white today. Spartans in control of the ball. The starters today for Case Western as we open play. The midfielders go like this. A junior, it's Cece DePino, junior Mackenzie Mueller, and junior Julia Flynn. Junior Jamie Goldfarb, and one other midfielder, a senior, Sydney Shank, starting at midfield. This is Alexis Sassauer, and Alexis can't chase the soccer ball down. Forwards today for Case Western, Sassauer, the junior, leading scorer on the team. Molly Shama, also a junior. And if you look for scoring, you look for points, you look no further than those last 2 names I mentioned, Sassauer and Shama. Molly and Alexis have been outstanding this year for Case Western Reserve. Defenders today for the Spartans, Katie Rischel. Katie's a senior. And Kat Saruhouse. Kat's a sophomore, then first-year player, Kinsley Gutman. In goal for the Spartans today, guess who? Who's always in goal for Case Western? It's the grad student, Maggie Storty. And there's Maggie clearing it out. Brandeis, 0-5, as I said, in UAA play. They have been outscored in UAA play, 8-1. The 1 goal and a loss at Chicago in mid-October. This is Rachel Wattler. Wattler wearing number 12. Lead kick, and a header is a swing and a miss. The Spartans on the other side in the University Athletic Association. They tied NYU 1-1. Lost at Emory 2-0. Lost here at DiSanto to Rochester 2-0. That game on October 19th. That was the last time the Spartans played at home. And then they went on the road. They beat the Maroons of the University of Chicago 3-2. And then they lost to the number 1 team in the country, WashU 3-1. Throw in for Brandeis. Judges have controlled the ball in the first few moments of this soccer game. Grady will send it upfield. Iacobelli tried to fill the middle. She's still waiting for a pass. And the Spartan, Cece DePino. Cece DePino, as a midfielder, is outstanding. She has done a great job this year, at least in the games that I've seen here at Case Western. DePino. This is Sassauer. Alexis going to chase it down. She'll look to center, and a nice job on the defensive end by Katie Collins, the first-year midfielder for Brandeis. So Sassauer will have a corner kick. Alexis sets up quickly. Sydney Shank in front of the net. And the Spartans could not complete the attempt on goal. Attempts on goal this year, shots on goal. Case Western has 116 shots on goal this year. Their opponent's just 68. Brandeis has got even more. The Judges with 121 shots on goal, and their opponent's 71. This is Schenk. Sydney Schenk wears number 21. Katie Rischel with the throw-in. Defense that time by Rischel. Rischel, the senior. Katie Rischel out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Played at Pine Richland High School. Sassauer will defend, and the Spartans will have the ball. Rischel will throw it in. This is Sydney Schenk, caught in the corner. Sassauer and Schenk. Sydney in front of the net. This is Alexis. She'll float one up. Head shot comes out. Chasing it down for Case Western will be Julia Flynn. Flynn far side of the field. Goldfarb had it. Got knocked over. Hometown crowd wanted a penalty. They will not get it. So Rachel Ross will clear it out, and the Judges will try to create their own opportunity. Spartan's going to take it back, maybe. Whistle and a foul on Rachel Wattler. Case Western will have it. DePino will put her foot on it right there at the 18-yard line of the football markings on DiSanto Field. Spartan football team played Washington and Jefferson College last night, or actually yesterday afternoon, right here at DiSanto. It was a battle of first place. That's DePino with the lead. Sassauer tried to chase it down. So Judges will get it back in that football game here yesterday. Washington and Jefferson was 7-1. Case Western 6-1. And the Judges, or the presidents rather, of Washington and Jefferson owned the afternoon. So the soccer team's going to try to change the vibe here at DiSanto Field today. We got two games. Women playing now, men will follow. Sassauer controls. Spartans will kick it back to their goalkeeper, Maggie Storty. CWRU House doing a real nice job tying up that Judge offense. DePino clears it out. Far side of the field, here comes Case Western. Looking for a lead. Great idea. Try to get it to Mackenzie Mueller. And the pass just a little too strong. Just underway here at DiSanto, about 9 minutes gone in this first period. Far side for the Spartans, Shama. Molly Shama still fighting to control that soccer ball right in front of her teammates. Case Western trying to get back in the win column. Last match they lost. Lost to the number one team in the country, WashU. The Bears of Washington University, in 17 soccer matches this year, have yet to lose. They've got 16 wins and a tie, and they have earned that number one spot. If you look nationally and you look at where the University Athletic Association, on its own stands up, they fare very well. The NPI rankings of the UAA teams, and everything's about the NPI ranking right now, or since a year ago. Washington University number 1, Rochester 7, Carnegie Mellon 6, Emory 19, NYU 16. So those 5 teams right there, all in the top 19 in the country in the NPI rankings. And then you've got Case Western 33, Chicago 34. Really the only one that's, kind of lost is Brandeis. They're at 62. Judges have yet to win in UAA play, but I will say this, it's not like they've gotten smoked. I mean, they've been outscored 8-1 in the 5 UAA games. But the only one that was really out of their control was their loss at the University of Chicago. They lost 4-1. Lost by just a goal to the number one team in the country, 1-0. Spartans going to bring it back. They're going to reverse the field. Chasing it down, Julia Flynn in the corner. Flynn brings it back out. DePino floating in the middle, looking for a pass. Spartans will have another opportunity. Got Mueller and DePino kind of hanging out in the middle of the field right now. Goldfarb lost it. Spartans will keep it, though. Julia Flynn will inbound it. She'll throw it in. It's an NFL Sunday today in Cleveland. The Browns have a home game. Lots of traffic this morning going from west side to east side, as I did, to come to campus at Case Western. Judges get the whistle. They'll keep the ball. Wattler will clear it in for Brandeis. This is Rachel, the senior defender. Strong kick. Activity in front of the net. The headshot cleared out by Gutman. Spartans will send it down the field. Headshot trying to catch up with her own pass is Sydney Shank. She will. Sydney going to tee it up. Shot on goal! How about that? Sydney Shank. Wow! That was a thing of beauty. That put a smile on everybody's face rooting for the Spartans. Sydney Shank with her 5th goal of the season. It comes about 12 and a half minutes into this match. That was all by herself. She had the headshot. She controlled the clear out with her head. Popped it up in the air, forward, ran down her own pass, and then smoked a shot to the back of the net. That was fun to watch. Sydney Schenk out of Highland Park, Illinois. I don't know if her family's here in Cleveland today watching that in person, and if they're not, we're glad to bring it to you. If you look at the Spartans scoring-wise, Schenk's fifth goal, Sassauer and Molly Shama, they've got 6 each. So Sid's right up there with them. Spartans again at midfield. DePino looked right. Now she'll take it left. Beautiful lead. Left footer. And couldn't quite get enough on it. That was Schenk again. Sid just really, I don't think, got the angle or the footing to put some mustard behind that kick. She'll corner kick it, though. The good news for the Spartans right now, they're up 1-0, and also they are controlling the ball. Long shot, far away, sails over the crossbars. That was Katie Rischel with it. Rachel Ross just kind of waved at it. Didn't need to really defend it. 1-0 Spartans on the Schenk goal just moments ago. Case Western trying to improve to 2-3-1 in UAA play. And more importantly, trying to keep that NPI ranking as high as it can be so they can get in the national tournament. National tournament is something that this Spartan women's soccer program is very familiar with. Julia Flynn kicks it out of play. The ball goes over into the ivy. This is just, I don't know, biased obviously I am because I'm the Case Western Reserve University broadcaster. But this setting at DiSanto Field, the village of dormitories that surround it, on the far side of the field, the fence that surrounds the track, the Bill Sudik track here at DiSanto Field, trimmed in ivy, and the ivy with November calling has turned red and orange, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful fall afternoon. Really a special place for the athletes here at Case Western Reserve University. CWRU House will settle it up, find a teammate. She's got one in her eyes, and here comes the kick. Passes in the middle. Beautiful pass off the pass. Trying to steal it is Mueller. McKenzie will bring it back. Case Western will reverse the field. Maggie Storty has had absolutely nothing to do so far. I mean, a little bit of an exaggeration. There's been a little activity down there. Maggie, the graduate student, in goal for Case Western. On the year, and I hope I haven't jinxed Maddie, but on the year, in the 15 games that the Spartans have played, she has obviously played in all 15, and she has logged 1,328 minutes in goal. Now, how many is that in reference to the season? We'll put it this way. Her backup has 21 minutes in goal. So Maggie's done it all. 52 saves, giving up just over a goal a game, 1.08, just slightly over a goal. They'll clear it back to Storty. CWRU House didn't see anything she liked up the middle. They'll try the other side. Running the middle for Case Western right now, Goldfarb and DePino. This is CWRU House. Katie Rischel, near side. Rischel with the ball back on her foot. Alexis Sassauer going to try to run this one down. And the judges knocked it off of Sassauer. Brandeis will have it back. Brandeis University in Walton, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. If you're an athlete in the University Athletic Association, you've got to love the travel, because the UAA is located in some of the greatest cities in our country. Case Western Reserve right here in Cleveland. Brandeis, as I said, in Boston. Washington University is in St. Louis. Emory University is in Atlanta, Georgia. NYU in Greenwich Village, just outside of Gotham. University of Chicago, obviously in the Windy City. Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh. If you're a Browns fan, you know, you don't speak well of Pittsburgh, but let's be honest. The Steelers have dominated the Browns over the years. So anyways, it's a great association, the University Athletic Association, if you're an athlete, to travel the country and spend some time in some real neat cities. I know the Spartans always love that trip to NYU and Brandeis. It's the Boston-New York weekend trip in basketball, men's and women's basketball, which, by the way, gets started on Friday night at Case Western in the Bill Sudik tournament. The men will start their season. It's 1-0 here. Case Western over Brandeis. We are 20 minutes into this first period. This is CWRU House looking for a teammate. Cat will kick it. Brandeis will send it back with a headshot. In the middle of the field, it was Mueller, McKenzie, and DePino. They'll bring it back to Cat CWRU House. Cat with the ball on her right foot. Nifty work for CWRU House. Cat in a clearing. Alexis Sassauer. Sassauer, left foot. Man, that was a great idea. Alexis with some nifty footwork. Sassauer on the year, 6 goals, 4 assists, leads the team with 16 points. Leads the team with 19 shots on goal. Sydney Schenk, already 1 goal in her hip pocket today. Both players go down, and the judges are going to get the ball. Sid Schenk came into today. She added her 5th goal. She's got an assist. She's got 11 points. She's got 17 shots on goal, and 5 of them have made the back of the net, including today. Fast Eddie Karakis, the sports information director here at Case Western, always does a great job of including a video clip in his game stories. And that Sydney Schenk series was fantastic. She took a long pass, controlled it with her head, popped it up and forward down the field to an open space, and then ran down her own head pass and buried it with a long shot. Julia Flynn, far side of the field with the throw in for the Spartans. Molly Shama. Flynn going to try to chase it down. She'll get it. Good work by Julia Flynn. How about the move by Molly Shama in the middle? And the judges bring it back out. Nice move by Molly and a real nice pass to space. This is DePino looking mid. Judges will bring it back out. Here comes Brandeis. But Sassauer has another idea. Her and DePino doubling up. They were all over the judges. Dominique Palia. This is Caroline Alcock. She'll kick it in. Alcock, near side, right in front of us. Julia Flynn's swing and a miss with her head works out in favor of the Spartans because they get the ball. I don't know if it's a swing and a miss. I'm going to say it's a swivel. You swivel your head and you miss. I'm going with swivel. Rachel Ross with the deep kick. Stepping up, nice job. Spartan defense. Here comes Case Western. Mueller, far side of the field with the pass. Julia Flynn with some fancy footwork. Flynn run off the ball. Middle of the field, Katie Rischel. Shama, Molly. Crossover. Molly presses forward. Molly still going. And they'll give the ball to Brandeis. Rachel Ross going to spot it up and smoke it. Rachel Ross has played in 14 games, 14 of the 15, and she has been in the goal for 1,170 minutes. So she, just like Storty, has owned the goal for her team. Now the game for Case Western, Abby Welker. Abby Welker wears number 38. She's a first-year midfielder from Arlington, Virginia. Shot in front of the net. Beautiful defense that time by Case Western. Sending it back out was Saruhouse. Brandeis again, opportunity. Saruhouse again. Storty going to have to make the play, and Brandeis is going to get it by Maggie Storty. Judges with the goal. That was just a mess that couldn't be cleaned up. So game tied at 1. 18:40 left to play in this opening period. It's almost like the judges had lulled the Spartans to sleep because, I mean, all activity had been on, in the Brandeis end. I mean, Case Western pushing in the Brandeis end. Pretty much this entire first period has been played on the other end, and it's almost like, obviously not. Spartans didn't fall asleep, but boy, it was an opportunity to be lulled to boredom. So if they needed their attention tipped, they have accomplished that. Game's tied at 1. Cat gonna send it in the middle. This is Katie Rischel. Rischel ball on the right foot. Middle of the field pass, nice one. Across the field, headshot. Spartans trying to chase it down, and the judges will have the soccer ball. If you look at the women's top 25 in the coaches poll, I talked about the NPI rankings, and that's what the national tournament will be. It's the final say in the national tournament, the NPI rankings. But if you look at the coaches poll, it's always nice to look at the coaches poll. WashU number 1, Christopher Newport is number 2. Both of those teams have yet to lose. WashU 16-0-1, Chris Newport 14-0-2. Rest of the top 5 looks like this. MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, they're 15-1-1. They're ranked 3rd. Wesleyan is 4th, and Messiah is 5th. CWRU House trying to get it back for her team. Cat doing nice work. Maggie Storty. Far side, this is Julia Flynn. They're going to work it back to Maggie Maybe. Spartans just trying to keep it. And the judges took it. Brandeis quickly. Flynn and CWRU House, and Cat will kick it out. So it's a corner kick for the judges. Rachel Wattler. Corner kick, nice one, high, headshot, won't go. And Case Western will have the soccer ball. Wind has picked up a lot. You could see from the corner kick, and as I look into that corner, the trees over there are really blowing. That ball gets up in the air like it did on that corner kick. It could kind of change how it comes down, where it comes down, when it comes down. Flynn working that far side, along with Couturis. Carolyn Couturis is in the game as well, the senior out of Redondo Beach, California. No whistle, no call, play on. Flynn trying to get to steal. Julia still on it. Goldfarb. Abby Welker working. Spartans trying to get some pressure back in the Brandeis end. That goal by Brandeis kind of changed the vibe on the field. Ashley Liang in and Maggie Farah also in for Case Western. Maggie wears number 30, and Ashley wears 25. Games tied, 1 goal apiece. 12:15 left to play first period. Elspeth Harker now in the game for Brandeis. Elspeth wears number 2. And also in number 8, Madison Sansone. Spartans in front, in the middle, front of the net. They'll bring it back out, long shot, and I don't know if it was a shot, but a well-placed ball somewhere in front of the net. Let's just put it that way. Didn't work out. Jamie Goldfarb will head back to the midfield spot, playing for her Spartans. So Julia Flynn's going to get it back. Quick throw in. Flynn's on that far side with Couturis. Julia will throw in, looking to Carolyn. Carolyn's going to try to chase that ball down. The throw in came to Farah, Maggie Farah, and her and Couturis were on that far side with Julia Flynn. So the judges will have the ball. We now have 10 minutes left to play in this first period. Rischel, Katie, pass stolen. Katie will throw it in. Open out defensively, Liang. Ashley doing a nice job. First-year player out of Buffalo Grove, Illinois. She wears number 25 on the near side. A race to the soccer ball. Storty's going to win it. Maggie Storty out of Cranberry Township, PA. The Spartan goalie played her high school soccer at Oakland Catholic. Jennifer Reimer, the women's basketball coach here at Case Western, has had a few players from that area, the Oakland Catholic High School. Spartans just flat out whiffed and lost that one. Storty will control it. That was scary for a moment. Flynn trying to control it far sideline. Now doing a real nice job, Jamie Goldfarb chasing that Goldfarb will control. Her and Flynn on the very far side in front of the Brandeis bench, and the judges will get the ball back. Game's tied at 1. First goal by the Spartans came about 12 and a half minutes into this first period. Second one came 14 minutes later, or the second goal, the first one for Brandeis, and that's where we're at. Judges and Spartans all tied up. Marina Morrison for Case Western, the sophomore midfielder out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. And Selena Santiago, the forward, the sophomore out of Wadsworth, Ohio, in the game for Brandeis. Selena played her high school soccer at Walsh Jesuit. Far side Spartans will try to get it in the middle, and the pass will go deep, and it'll clear all the way across the field. Ashley Liang could not chase it down. That was a strong, strong pass. Rischel and Liang trying to steal it back. Katie Rischel. Liang got it. Nice job, Case Western. Goldfarb with the ball middle of the field. On her left foot, far side. Trying to chase it down. Over there is Couturis. Carolyn controls, back to the middle. Goldfarb on top. Goldfarb, long left footer, and it's high, deep, and gone. We fell back with the clocks last night. Everybody got an extra hour of sleep. The question is, did you take advantage of it? I did not. Good work by the Spartans. Goldfarb back inside for Case Western. Far side fighting for it is Abby Welker. Welker just going to clear it out. Five minutes left in this first period. Deep ball. The chase is on. Ball still alive, and how about the aggressive play by Rachel Ross? That'll get your heartbeat going if you're Brandeis head coach Mary Shimko. Give it a go. Spartans, Farah, far side. This is Maggie with it. Ball on her left foot. Now on the right, Maggie to the middle. Left foot shot. Soft shot by Couturis. Saved by Rachel Ross. Spartans have had two of those on that left side. One by Couturis. You just saw them Sassauer a lot earlier, and both have – both players really, in both occasions, didn't get, full mustard behind their shots. This is Goldfarb in the clear. Goldfarb, far side, centers it. Now with it is Liang, Ashley Liang. Shot was partially blocked. Spartan's going to keep it, though. Heart rate got up a bit there. Rischel will throw it in. Katie going to get it back. Judge is now in control. Here comes Brandeis, near sideline. Beautiful head lead by Maggie Farah. Middle of the field, Spartans working it. Ball on her foot, Couturis. Carolyn still with it, and Brandeis will knock it out. Couturis has been very active. Approaching 2 minutes left in this first period. Game's tied at 1. All the action far side, right in front of that Spartan bench. It will stay there. Now the game for Case Western, junior forward, Andrea Silva. Andrea from Lorton, Virginia. Rachel Ross going to thunder her right foot into this one. 60 seconds left in the first period. Do the Spartans have one more run? They're going to give it their shot. Case Western will have it. 38 seconds left. Goldfarb with it. Plenty of time, 30 seconds. Jamie Goldfarb approaches the ball and sails it out of bounds. 18 seconds left. By the time that ball gets put in play, this first period may be over. In no hurry is Rachel Ross in goal for the judges. 6 seconds left. And that will do it for the first period. It was a good one. 1 goal apiece. We stand after the first 45 minutes. We'll take an extended break. We'll be back. It's Case Western Reserve 1, Brandeis 1. Second period is next. And we are ready to start the second period here at DiSanto Field on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. Not only is it a great day, it is a real good game so far. Tied at 1 after one period. Spartans open the scoring 12 minutes and 34 seconds in. Sydney Schenk, all by herself, unassisted, had her 5th goal of the year. And that put Case Western up 1-0. And then about 14 minutes later, 26 minutes and 17 seconds in, Dominique Paglia from Brandeis scored her first goal of the season. It was unassisted as well, and that tied the game at 1, and that's where we stand as we head into the second period. Spartans in white, and they are moving from the northern end of DiSanto Field to the southern end. Brandeis with the ball now, the judges in their navy blue uniforms. Every time Brandeis comes to Case Western, as the judges are ruled offsides, and offsides in that first period was broken down like this. Let's see, I'm looking for the, boy, I had that on the stat sheet. It was a significant difference. Brandeis had been called offsides a lot. I don't know where it's at. When I find it, I'll say it. But my story with Brandeis, every time they come to Cleveland, the judges, I always leave a ticket for John Landau, Brandeis University graduate from a long time ago. And the reason I leave the ticket is because I'd love to have John Landau sit next to me during a broadcast. And there's a save as the Spartans had a real shot at it. I think that was DePino off her head. I'd like John Landau to sit with me on a broadcast because I'd love to talk to him about the performer that made him famous. A long time ago, when John Landau was a writer just out of Brandeis University, he was a music critic, and he saw a young artist and his band play one night, and he left and he wrote a story, and he said, "I have seen the future of rock and roll, and its name is Bruce Springsteen." John Landau credited in some ways with discovering Springsteen, or at least putting him on the map. Now, Bruce obviously had a lot to do with that. But anyways, Landau became his manager. He was a big producer on the Born to Run album, made it what it is, along with the band and Springsteen. And a lifelong managerial relationship with Springsteen was born. Brandeis University's own John Landau. So, you know, if you're out there, John, and you're a soccer fan and you have to happen to be listening to this one today, anytime you're in Cleveland, I'd love to have you on with us. It's 1-1, about 3.5 minutes in, second period. Spartans with the ball in the judges' end. Julia Flynn got tripped up, and Goldfarb got tripped up too. So DePino will have the ball. CC will have it. If you're looking at the hash marks on the football field, on the near side here at the 23.5. CC's clearing pass is picked up by Rachel Ross. One hopper to Ross. Rachel protected that ball like it was her favorite cookie, whatever that may be. I don't know if Rachel likes chocolate chip, oatmeal and raisin, snickerdoodle, macadamia nut. I personally am a big fan of snickerdoodle and oatmeal without the raisin. I can't find oatmeal without the raisin. Everybody always wants to put raisins in it. Anyways. Brandeis came into this game on a losing streak, and a big one in the University Athletic Association. 5 matches in, they have yet to win. 0-5 and 0. Lost to Carnegie Mellon, 1-0, early October. Hosted WashU, the number 1 team in the country, lost 1-0. Went to Chicago, Windy City, lost to the Maroons 4-1. Hosted Emory, lost 1-0. Hosted Rochester, lost 1-0. They have been outscored in league play 8-1. But they've been in every game except for that Chicago game. And then if you flip it over and you look at what Case Western has done, in UAA play, as Brandeis will work quickly, throw it in. Ball stays in. How about that? Goldfarb tries to steal it back. This is DePino and Goldfarb working defense in the middle. This is CWRU, and the judges are going to give it back. If you look at what Case has done in UAA play, they tied NYU here at home 1-1. Lost at Emory 2-0. Lost here at home to Rochester 2-0. They went to Chicago and they knocked off the Maroons 3-2 on October 25th, and then 2 days after that Chicago-St. Louis trip, they faced the Bears and lost to WashU 3-1. Washington University scored 3 goals early. I mean, like in the first 20 minutes of that game, and just cruised after that. They are number 1 in the country, 16 wins, no losses, 1 tie. This game's tied at 1. CWRU is going to chase it down. You know, I have been doing, this is my first fall doing Case Western soccer, but I've been doing basketball for 20 years. And back to the John Landau story for Brandeis for just a moment. For 20 years, I've been offering a seat at the broadcast table for John Landau. And he has yet to hear me. I would love to have that guy put on headsets with us and talk about the first time he saw Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band perform. Now, I'm a big Springsteen fan, so that's why I belabor that story. I'll let it go. 37 minutes left in this period, in this match. It's tied right now at 1. Case Western and Brandeis. Kinsley Gutman waiting for somebody to tell her to kick the ball. She has received that permission, and here we go. Cat in the middle of the field, looking back to Kinsley, and Gutman's got it on her left foot. Right foot lead back to Cat CWRU. CWRU looks right, goes right. That was Sydney Schenk. Schenk has the only goal of the game for Case Western, and it was a highlight goal. It was outstanding. Rischel throws it in. Beautiful lead pass. Centered. Ball in front. Boy, DePino almost had a deflection. There was activity making everybody's heart go pitter-patter. I think it was CeCe DePino in front. It's hard at this time of the day, and this happened yesterday in the football game. That sun is at an angle on the turf here at DiSanto that, I don't know, it almost looks, the only way I can describe it, it almost looks like it's aluminum foil out there, which tells you how hard it is to see. And that's just at that end. And I'm hoping that the play stays at that end, because that means it's good news for Case Western. So Rischel throws it in. Spartans trying to control it, but the judges will. Men's match will follow. That one is set to kick at about 2 o'clock. Obviously, all will depend on how long this one goes. Here comes the Brandeis judges. Centering pass! A swing and a miss over the middle. Boy, count your lucky stars. For Brandeis, with the swing and the miss, it was Peterly. 25. Boy, that was an opportunity wasted by Brandeis. You know what? In the first half, they had 3 shots on goal, and they were efficient because they scored on 1 of the 3. Spartans had 10, scored on 1. And the judges haven't had many here in the second half. That was 1, and a swing and a miss. Judges with the steal. Spartans will get it back. And a whistle. Flynn hit the deck, and Case Western will have the soccer ball. Kinsley looking for a teammate. She'll send it deep. And the headshot clear comes out to Brandeis. Gutman with the ball on her foot again. Maggie Storty will reverse the field. In the middle, it's DePino. Cece chasing far side. Gutman, Kinsley clears it out. Deep pop-up. Sassauer chasing it down, controls, and got a little bit too much on it. Try to settle under it, lead herself a little, and just a little bit, actually that was Sydney Schenk, just a little bit too much, I think thigh. I think that ball came down on her thigh. She tried to deaden it a little bit and just wasn't enough. DePino will clear it back. Goldfarb with it. Left foot lead, try to get it to Schenk. It would have been fantastic. Sydney would have had an opportunity. DePino looking for Schenk. DePino fill in the middle. Schenk goes right. DePino with a crossover. It was fantastic, and play on. Wow, no whistle. Goldfarb. Left side to Flynn. This is Julia with it. Julia fighting strong. And there is a whistle on that one. Natives getting restless here at DiSanto. The home stands, the only stands, right in front of us, just below us, here in the broadcast booth. They are not happy. And I don't think it has anything to do with they haven't had enough coffee yet this morning. Although morning has given way to afternoon, it is now 12:15 in northeastern Ohio and all along the East Coast. DePino and Cece with a pass that wasn't. Midfielder back in for Brandeis, Lauren Crato is now back in the game for the judges. Lauren wears number 19. Here come the judges. And a real heady shot that time. Good move by Kinsley Gutman. Kinsley just kicked it out of bounds. Let's live to play another play. Getting ready to throw it in is Wattler. Rachel, ball above her head. Flynn looking. Julia still looking. Goldfarb. Spartans will work quickly. Julia Flynn will throw it in. Katie Rischel going to chase it down for Case Western. Rischel near the sideline, far side near that Spartan bench. Rischel trying to get it back. This is DePino with a headshot. What a beautiful lead to Sydney Schenk. Good defense by Brandeis. Judges have it back. Catching and throwing is Sassauer. Ball in the middle now. Had it, lost it, gets it back. Mackenzie Mueller. And the whistle goes Brandeis' way. So the judges will have it. Tight match, tied at 1. Competitive game. Both teams, UAA-wise, about the same. Brandeis doesn't have a win, but Case Western has only one. If you look at the NPI rankings, though, and, you know, that takes into play all sorts of stuff, including strength of schedule. As I look for my NPI rankings, Spartans are doing pretty well. I think they're at 31 right now this week. And I believe if the tournament started today with that 31 in the NPI, they get an at-large bid. Obviously, a win today will help. Oh, here's the offsides card that I was looking for. In the first period, Brandeis was called offside 6 times. 6 to only once for Case Western. Now, it's come up a couple of times here in the second period, and that was my point that I was hoping to make. Golly, it seems like a half hour ago now. So CWRU House is going to chase it down for Case Western. Cat will kick it off a judge, and the Spartans will keep it. Aggressive play in front of that judge's bench. Mackenzie Mueller getting after it for Case Western. Judge's great lead pass. Here comes Brandeis with an opportunity. CWRU House trying to defend. Now in the middle of the field. Rischel, nice job. DePino, even better job. Spartans control. Gutman going to bag it up. Katie Rischel, far side in front of that judge's bench. Here comes Case Western. Ball in the middle and lost. Kinsley Gutman controls for Case Western. Almost 20 minutes gone in the second period. Game remains tied. It's a foot race, and Gutman is just going to clear it out far side. That was a good decision. The other decision was to kick it back to Storty, her goalie, but Kinsley had a judge on her left hip, and that could have turned into a nightmare. Now in the game for Case Western, number 13, Andrea Silva. The judges will have a corner kick, and they will send Wattler. So Rachel will set it. And here comes the kick. It's a good one. Activity. Spartans clear it out. Molly Shama in a foot race. Shama, one to beat. Shama still with it. Molly Shama still in play, and the judges will kick it out. Molly Shama. You know, she's been kind of quiet, frankly, today. Haven't heard much of Molly today, and that's not like the typical. Molly tied for the team lead with goals with 6. Second on the team in points with 13. She's got the ball on her foot, lost it, and the Spartans will get it back, though. Scoring went like this at the 12:34 mark. Just over 12 and a half minutes into play in that first period. Sydney Shank for Case Western scored on an unassisted goal. It was a highlight reel goal. Got to Pino and Rischel. CC will kick it. She'll clear it. She'll float it in front of the goal, and it's sent back out, and the judges will have it. And then Dominique Paglia tied the game for Brandeis. 14 minutes later at the 26-17 mark. Dominique in front of the net scored unassisted. That was her first goal of the year. So congratulations to Dominique. Goal number 1. Who will get there? No one will get there. Spartans will have it. Got a moment I can tell you about that. The National Power Index that I was talking about. Case Western's in the low 30s. I think they're 31 going into this week. Beginning in this academic year, the 2024-2025 academic year, Division III will use the NCAA Power Index, otherwise known as the acronym NPI, and that activity right in front of us. Spartans are going to get the soccer ball as Goldfarb went to the ground with, that was Peterly Leroy. So the NPI, they'll use the NPI to select at-large teams for the NCAA championships instead of using a committee as they have in the past. So now it's the NPI that will do it. And NPI will take into consideration winning percentage, strength of schedule, and a bonus for wins over quality teams. So an NPI score is calculated for every team that's eligible for the postseason, and those teams are then ranked highest to lowest. And after you remove the automatic qualifiers in the NCAA field, the conference champions, the at-large teams are selected solely from the remaining teams, starting with the highest NPI number until the field is set. So that's how it's going to work starting this year. Spartans with a break. That was Shama. in front got knocked over. So DePino is going to control the ball right now. She'll set it where she wants it, or actually where she's told to put it. And the judges will defend with 4 up tight. Everybody backs off. DePino, hands on her hips. CC, the junior from Upper Arlington. The approach, the kick. Oh, crossbar! DePino was a turn or two away of that soccer ball from dropping in. What a shot. Shama got it back. Molly left foot in front of the net. Great save. Rachel Ross. Wow. Rachel Ross is cleaning up the little pebbles of cut up rubber from her elbow. Head shot by Shama. Molly controls. DePino, right footer, and Ross with another save. I mentioned the rubber pebbles. You know, you got a turf field like this. Everything, you know, it's this ground up rubber that's then grounded into the turf to keep everything soft and playable. And when you go for a slide or a dive, you come up with, you don't have, you know, dirt in your kneecap anymore. You get ground up rubber. And Ross has earned hers because she has made 2 huge saves in the last few moments. As I mentioned, Brandeis has done a nice job of being efficient. And for a moment there, it looked like the judges were setting up to have another shot on goal and maybe be successful on it. They had 3 shots on goal, only 3 in the first period, but they scored on 1 of them. The Spartans had 10, scored on 1. And the second half has kind of gone a similar direction. Case Western has had a couple of opportunities. Ross has been outstanding in goal. They're going to clear it back to Rachel. She'll reset the field. $18 minutes left. CWRU House will hand it off to Rishel, and Katie will throw it in. Fair catch. I think Rachel just wanted a little bit of a rest there. She laid on that ball for just a moment. She's earned it. Flynn. Julia looks to the middle. Judge is going to get it back. Nope, Spartans will steal it. This is DePino. CC to Goldfarb. Goldfarb looking for the left footer. Clears it. Silva going to chase it down, but too strong of a leg from Goldfarb. Andrea could not get it. Men's game will follow today. It's a doubleheader day of Brandeis judges. Ashley Liang in for Case Western. Ashley was effective. I mean, in space in that first period. She had some real nice play under her belt in that first period. So CWRU House is going to try to chase this one down. She just got smoked from behind. She just flat got pushed over. Emerson Icavelli, a first-year player out of Connecticut, South Windsor, just smoked her. All it was a whistle. So there are 16:26 left. And all she gets is the whistle. Spartan fans not happy about it. CWRU House and Gutman in the back. This is Kinsley. Kinsley's going to get it back. She'll turn and give it to Maggie Storty, her goalkeeper. Kat Saruhouse, strong right leg. Judges will have it. Brandeis will throw it in. Peterly Leroy in the game for, or Leroy rather, pardon me, Leroy in the game for Brandeis. And that's Leroy chasing it down. Open net. Wow. What a save. Getting it out of there was Gutman. Peterly Leroy came into the game and was instant offense and drew Maggie Storty out of the net. That net was wide open. Ball was just kind of all by its lonesome in front of it. And a heads-up play by Gutman. Corner kick. I don't know if Abby Welker took one to the chest or the jaw on that deflection. Nonetheless, it had to hurt. It's Welker. Abby with the ball, and I don't know, she's rubbing her left jaw right now. Or picking something out of her left eyeball. She took the brunt of the soccer ball on that last kick by Brandeis. She looks fine. Leroy with it, working against Rischel. There's a pretty decent wind on the field right now. It's blowing from south to north. You can see it in the trees. You can see it on the strip flags on the top of the goalpost here at the DiSanto Field. And I just wonder on the field if it has any effect on the ball in play. And what I mean by that is, you know, when it's cleared, when you have those corner kicks that float a little. Schenk with a nice lead, trying to chase it down for Case Western was Ashley Liang, and that's her in the far corner. Spartans will keep it. Rischel's going to throw it in. Katie's got the ball in her hands. Ball in front. DePino coming out. And saving it once again, Rachel Ross. Wasn't a shot on goal, but just opportunity in front of the net for Case Western, and Rachel Ross put it to a stop. Ross with a punt. It's a good one. Silva controls for Case Western. Tries to keep it, cannot, kicks it out. The judges will have it. Watler now in. Icovelli will take a seat. And Rachel's going to throw it in. Leroy working against Rischel. Katie doing a nice job. Peterly Leroy had an opportunity, and it was taken away by Katie Rischel. Sassauer back in for Case Western. Liang will take a seat. Alexis Sassauer will come in. Sassauer wears number 10. This is Kat Saruhouse. Goldfarb in the middle, and a whistle, and everybody's wondering why. Jamie's wondering why. Everybody getting ready. Fighting for position. Floater over the middle. And the Spartans will clear it out. Great job by Case Western. That's Shank. Far side. Tried to find Shama. Molly almost got to it. And knocking over Sydney Shank was Briar Grady. The Brandeis men's team has made their way out of the locker room. They're in their warm-ups and the team bags. Men's match will follow this one. We've got almost 11 minutes of clock time left in this one. Nice steal by the Spartans. This is DePino in the middle of the field to an open space, and Goldfarb couldn't quite get to it. Cece going to get another look. No, she won't. Rischel will throw it in. Katie turns quickly. Ball above her head. Here comes the throw in. Shama had it. And did she keep it? I guess she did. Spartans still with the ball. And now they don't have the ball. 10 minutes left to play. Game's tied at 1. Your two scorers today, Sydney Shank for the Spartans, Dominique Paglia for the judges. Brandeis trying to win for the first time in UAA play. Spartans are close to them. They have only one win. Case Western, 1 win, 3 losses, 1 tie. Nice work by Kat Saruhouse. Shank to the middle. Shama back to Shank. Shank to DePino. Here comes Julia Flynn. Left side. Flynn controls. Julia looking middle. Cleared out by the judges. Yeah, good work, though. Beautiful passing. Flynn again. To space. Shama couldn't chase it down. Judges clear it out. Case Western will throw it in. Pino had it, lost it. Saruhouse going to try to win it back. Cat working hard. Cat with a steal. Flynn with the soccer ball. Clear to Shank. Sydney turns, and the shot, I don't know if it was a shot or a pass. I think it was a pass. I think the intention was a pass. Spartans been knocking on the door. I mean, the last 10 minutes, really. They have had moments. 2 opportunities and a couple of more moments that didn't quite turn into an opportunity. But nonetheless, they have been active in that Brandeis end. Try to keep it that way for the next 7:30. Leroy with it. Ball on her left foot. Rischel trying to run her off. Right shot, and it's wide. Katie Rischel doing a nice job, along with Kinsley Gutman and throwing Kat CWRU. All three of those back in the Spartan end, making life rough for Peterly Leroy. Kat CWRU looking for a ball to throw in. She's got one. Gutman going to try to chase it down. Kinsley clears back to Maggie Storty, and Storty brings it right back out. Goes out, near side. Judges will have it. Wattler will throw it in. Six minutes left to play. Match is tied 1. And another whistle. Judges are real good at shoves in the back. I'll give them that. There's not a stat for that, but if there was, they'd be leading in this game. Maggie Storty with her left arm extended saying, is there something going on that I should know about? Maggie's still wondering, I think. Well, what's going on is there's a discussion between one of the officials and Rachel Wattler. And it's time to play. Here we go. That's Shama far side, and the judges are going to get the soccer ball back. So, throw in for Brandeis. Gutman. Off good defense by Rischel. And they'll call Shama. Nope. Spartans will keep it. Whistle on Brandeis. So Kinsley's going to kick it. She's got CWRU over to her left. She's got Rischel to her right. Right in front of her, she's got Goldfarb. Goes the middle. Shank with it. Sydney. CC DePino with a spin. Shot high. Oh! Just over the crossbar. What an effort by DePino. Man. You got to believe one of these opportunities is going to go for Case Western because they've had a handful here in the second period. Gutman trying to keep this ball away from Brandeis. This is Leroy with it. Peterly doing a great job. Leroy still fighting. CWRU tries to clear, will not. Brandeis with the ball. Remember, they have been efficient. When they get an opportunity, they have scored on it. Storty with a save. We're at 4:20 left in this game. Goldfarb, right side. Flynn comes up, or actually left side. Flynn comes up and Rachel Ross. We have a military flyover right now. I don't know if it was scheduled here, the helicopters above us at DiSanto Field, but it's pretty cool. How That ball was punted so high it almost hit one of those copters. Got to believe those guys are scheduled for Brown Stadium. In the meantime, there's a game going on the field. They are right above us. That was real neat. And the judges are going to get a red card. I am not sure who it's on. It could be, I don't know if it's, I mean, there were two Brandeis players. Piniella, Allie Piniella, she's actually leaving the game, so it's on Allie. This is Richel. Richel lost the ball. Here comes Brandeis. Leroy going to chase it down. She's open, left side. Leroy setting herself up, looking for a pass, and stolen. How about Kinsley Gutman? Gutman with a great play. Kinsley with outstanding work in the back end for Case Western. Those Copters are coming back. Maybe they're looking for Fast Eddie Karakis, our sports information director. In the meantime, Sidney Shank with it. Judges will kick it out of play. Corner kick. Here come the Copters. I don't think John Schwartz, the vice president of communications in athletics, ordered a military flyover today, but maybe he did. Ross will kick it out. And this is Gutman with it. Julia Flynn now at midfield near side. Flynn tried to lead DePino. Judges trying to clear it out. Shank will save it. Shank keeps it in play, brings it back out Flynn. Flynn with an opening. Flynn shot on goal. Hi-oh! Almost dropped in. Boy, Julia had an open moment, and she took advantage. That one almost floated down and in. A minute 20 left. 80 seconds. This is Katie Richel. Spartans got to move quick. Somebody's got to move quick. Gutman. Kinsley near midfield. Left side, Flynn. Julia going to try to chase this header down. Julia brings it back out to Kat Saruhouse. Saruhouse back to Gutman. We are 55 seconds away from a tie. Gutman long lead. Rachel Ross comes up, falls down, saves the ball. That's the only thing that matters. Ross long kick. $30. Molly Shama, right foot. Oh, right at Rachel Ross. How about Ross? She is getting a workout. 10 seconds left. Three seconds left. Leroy will let it go out of play, and this match will end in a tie. Wow. That's too bad. Spartans had a couple of opportunities to close this one out. Put good shots on goal. Give Rachel Ross a lot of credit for this being a tie. She was outstanding in the second period in particular. And this one ends Brandeis 1, Case Western 1. So Brandeis is no longer win and tieless in the UAA. They have Still yet to win. No wins, 5 losses, but now the tie. And the Spartans go to 1 win, 3 losses, and 2 ties in UAA play. The men's match is next. I will sign off for now, and I will see you in moments.